Oh, good morning, folks. The things I do for my channel. It's now 20 past 5 in the morning, 5:20 a.m. And I'm out testing a headlight. The other thing I'm testing, which there's no way you can see, is I have fork-mounted bags by Rhino Bags, I think it's called. They fit nicely, bit finicky to fit. But I have a bike packing adventure planned, and I need to do a dry run to see that I can fit all my gear on the bike. As you can see, the headlight does a pretty good job. So we're in an urban environment at the moment, but then we do have quite a bit of ambient light around. I can feel the additional weight, the bags that are loaded and on the front. There's a bit of a homelessness problem under the bridges. We'll find out what it's like when we get there. Not too bad. It's pretty clean. I guess the temperature's got something to do with it. We're now in the suburban back streets where there's less lighting. As you can see, the lighting's doing great. This is on low beam. I've tried 3 different headlights and none of them have really thrown sufficient light. So if you want to go into the back country, you need something that's a little bit more powerful. So these ones came along and I thought, well, let's give it a go. I bought it off AliExpress for about $50. It's more or less what I've been paying, similar ballpark to the other ones. This one claims to be 3,000 lumens. I don't think it's that strong, but it's certainly more powerful than anything I've tried before. On low beam, it's probably lighting up 20 meters or 30 meters ahead of me. The battery is an 8,000 milliamp. And I found with a 3-hour ride on mostly low light and flashing mode, it took 4 hours to charge. So it's a hungry beast. And you've got 4 modes. You've got low beam, high beam, low and high together, and flashing or pulsating. Of course, cycling at night, visibility is key, which is the reason why we're out testing a new headlight. And then, of course, keep your eyes peeled. There's not only cars, when you got rabbits, deer, these things that are active in the early morning. Okay, folks, it's time to add high beam as well. There we go. That's a combination of the two, high beam and low beam. Doesn't seem to be much different, except the middle section, which is really what the high beam is. Just a narrow middle section that projects out a little bit further. And of course, this combination of high and low beam together is the most thirsty. But according to the specs, the battery should last anywhere between 2.5 hours and 7 hours, depending on what modes you're using. Now, I don't use this headlight for everyday use. I have another one, a smaller one. This headlight is primarily going to be used for my nighttime or very low light adventures. Picks up the trees nicely. You can see the low overhanging branches. It gives you sufficient time to avoid them. Ah, very nice. Nicely lit up. And then ahead of us, we've got a little construction area, which requires good lighting as well. Be difficult to navigate this little protective bridge without lights. Depending on where you mount the headlight, I've mounted mine right in the front, on the front rack, because I don't want it to interfere with cargo that I load on the front. It can be tricky to get to the settings. There's no remote control, so you have to do it manually. And that means every now and again periodically stopping to change my adjustments, so I don't blind any oncoming traffic. First uphill climb of the morning. Well, at least I haven't lost one of the Rhino bags into the front spokes yet. It actually doesn't seem to affect the handling on the front with the weight so low down, so that's a win. Of course, I have no association with the companies that supplied them, so at own risk, and I don't have any long-term reviews yet. They're both brand new. But of course it's blue hour, or almost, so we've got ambient light where the headlight's not as crucial. But I think you've seen sufficient footage to get the idea that it's actually very, very efficacious at providing the light that you may need. Well, folks, that should give you a better look at the Rhino bags. They've held up nicely so far. Let's just give you a quick walk around and show you what the bike looks like with the two front bags, the headlight. So in summary, if you want to ride at night, just make sure you're visible and you have a great headlight. And use common sense, obviously. I hope you enjoyed the content. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you again in the next one.